I don't know if you guys got this, but this 10-speed is awesome! Holy shit.
They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The foe and affection. I summon and dumb because.
Would you just look at it? Sorry, I'm obsessed with this polished look. But update on the Mustang coming in the next video. Finally, some parts, more parts coming in. Woo! Would you look at that? Snow in April. How awesome! 32 degrees. Dang it. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I swear it feels like December, January, but I promise you it's April. And what's weird is it's April, it shouldn't be snowing, and we should be racing, but it's snowing, and we're not racing. It's terrible, it's terrible. Look how fast this 10-speed is, though. Oh, spinning the tires a little there. Woo! I'm telling you, this truck is pretty dang quick for a big, heavy 9,000 pound truck, however much it weighs. It is very, very quick, and the 10-speed shifts so smooth. It's awesome. Now, guys, there's some things I absolutely love about this truck, and some things that probably aren't the greatest, but they don't really bother me because everything that I love about this truck really outweighs the negative things that really might bother some people, and it really just depends what vehicle you're coming from. So if you come from a truck with a push button start and this truck has a key, that's gonna throw you off a little bit, but you can always upgrade to that. What today's video is about, I want to show you guys pretty much what you get for a $70,000 truck. So the MSRP on this truck, 2020 Lariat, was $71,295, I think, to be exact, somewhere in there. But this is a Lariat value package, but it also has some really cool features. It's got the Sport Appearance package. It's an FX4. It did have the snowplow hookup on the front. So it did have some really cool features, some that I didn't really need, some that I really wanted. And for me, the biggest thing was some of the appearance mods. I just love how the blacked out Sport Appearance package looks on these Lariats. I think it looks really phenomenal. I did already upgrade the wheels and tires, which I'll show you guys that here in just a second if you haven't seen my other video. And just an update while we're on the wheel and tire subject, my average mile per gallon right now is 16.5 miles per gallon, and I do a mix of street and highway driving. I don't have a very long trip to work. It's about 10 minutes if I take the highway, and it's about 12 to 15 minutes if I take the streets. But I do a lot of street driving when I have to run errands and stuff. So let's go over some of the things I love and some of the things I dislike about this truck. Now, once again, keep in mind before we go over all these features that this is a Lariat value package. There's the Lariat upgrade package, I forget the name of it, and then obviously you can get lower packages. You can get the Platinum, King Ranch, all that stuff. But for $71,295, this is what you get. So you get the nice digital display. Obviously the tachometer and the speedometer are analog, everything else is digital, but you can change it to a digital speedometer in the middle. It's got all the features you could ever need: engine information, your trip, fuel economy. Like I said, right now it's averaging like 16.5. Oh, let's see, this is the one I just changed to, yeah. So 16.5 miles with the 35s on it. But yeah, it's got everything you need. Tire pressure, engine information, trans temp, maintenance monitor. A really cool feature that I just figured out is when the trailer is plugged in, that when you have the blind spot assist, so I do have the bliss in the mirrors, that does work with the trailer. So a thing will pop up here under towing, and you can actually choose the length of your trailer, and then that way when you're switching lanes and you may not be able to see how far the car is back for the trailer to get over to switch the lane, it will actually beep at you if there is a car too close with the trailer hooked up. So that's a really cool feature, and I really appreciate that feature. Some off-road gauges, which you don't really need. So pretty much this is like your standard setup from Ford. Obviously a lot of this stuff is analog if you get the lower model like STX, I'm pretty sure. This does have the power telescoping mirrors, which is a super nice feature. And I think I pressed the wrong, oh, there we go. So when you want to look like one of those Ram guys, when your mirrors are always out all the time, you can do that, or just use it when you have a really wide load like you're supposed to. So we'll pull those back in. Super nice to have those. I'm not sure if those are just a Lariat feature. I believe so, but that is a very nice feature to have. Now these are power folding in mirrors. The top mirror is a power, but the bottom one is actually a manual. So if you want to adjust the bottom one for like your trailer, you'll have to adjust that one by hand, but the top one is power. Moving back to the center, we've got, now this is funny, watch this. Oh, it works today. So the other day, this camera actually wasn't working, and people say sometimes the plug harness behind there gets loose, but you do have the third brake camera, which is good if you have a gooseneck, if you're trying to line up your gooseneck. Do have the lane assist, you can turn that off and on. Pretty much it just vibrates at you. It doesn't really pull you back in the lane. It just vibrates. It tells you to get your ass back in the lane. Do have the exhaust brake, which is really nice to use. Turn that off because we're not towing. Traction control on and off. Hill descent control, and your typical 8-inch screen with the new Sync 3, which is super user-friendly. It's really awesome. So you can see we've got all your AC and heat controls. It does have front heated and cooled seats, but you have to get the next Lariat package to get the rear heated seat, to get the pano roof, and to get the Sony stereo. So this does still have a nice stereo in it. Really nice speakers. There's a small subwoofer actually under the back seat, which I'll show you guys here in just a second. So yeah, this is pretty standard stuff here with the Lariat, 8-inch screen, all the usability you'll ever need. I really like the navigation on the Ford. It works pretty well. Obviously this is 4-wheel drive. You can lock the diff, unlock it. Trailer brake control. This does not have the trailer backup assist, but that is obviously an option. But just saying, this is what you get for the money. Everything else in here is pretty standard. I got a lot of change and stuff in here, but this is kind of a cool new feature. You can slide this over and fit larger cups in here, or slide it back over, but it does give you some extra cup holders. This is a nice little storage area. Mine does not have the wireless charging pad, however you could add that, like I said, but it does have a USB and USB-C plug down there, and then this is just your normal center console. Nothing fancy about that has changed. Now, do you hear that? Yeah, that's a Power Stroke. You can barely hear it. It's crazy how quiet these trucks are, and this is just a Lariat. If you get a Platinum, they do use better sound deadening. I heard the windshield is thicker, so the truck's even quieter. What's really awesome about these new diesels is how quiet they are. So this 2020, I think it's 475 horsepower, 1,050 torque. And I think those numbers are actually underrated. It just depends on the dyno you put it on, because someone put it on a dyno, and going back to the correction factor and putting it back at crank horsepower, it actually made like 1,100 torque and over 500 horsepower to the crank, which is really crazy. So this is the 6.7 liter Power Stroke. They did upgrade like the fuel system, the turbo's a little different, and it does have the 10-speed transmission, which is really awesome. If you guys have not drove a 10-speed transmission with the Power Stroke, it is one of the best combinations for a diesel. It's really awesome. Now, as far as longevity and reliability, I don't know too much about that. It is new, so we'll have to see how that goes. But so far, I love it with this truck. So there's no tuning out yet for any of this stuff yet. Supposedly, I think they've done the transmission, but no one does have the tuning yet for the engine if you were to do any of those things that the EPA does not like you doing. So that's pretty much the engine. Obviously it's upgraded a little bit, makes a little more torque. What I like about the Ford is when you get the Power Stroke, that's what you get. You get the 6.7 liter Power Stroke. There's no options for more power, less power. You get what you get because that's their best engine, and that's what I really like about getting the Power Stroke. Now the truck does have different drive modes that you can select on the fly. There's normal, tow haul, eco, slippery, and deep snow sand in case you really get stuck. So I just pretty much leave it on normal. I've left it on eco and I really haven't seen a gain in mile per gallon. Maybe I need to leave it on longer, but I've tried eco and it hasn't really done much. So I pretty much just leave it on normal mode all the time, or tow and haul if I'm actually towing. So if you've never owned a Ford truck before, this is pretty cool. You can actually pull up the cup holder liner and stick your key fob in there. And if your key fob's dead, you can still actually start the truck. So that's a super nice feature. This does, like I said, it does have the camera on the third view, or on the third brake light. It does have your backup camera with sensors, which is pretty common on almost all trucks these days. This doesn't have the 360 camera, so there's no front sensors. And then what's really cool is I always like these spotlights that are under the mirrors. They come in super handy at night. And then it does have LED lights in the cab, which you can turn on and off here. And what's a really cool feature is, I think this is new for Ford actually, is it does have auto high beams. So you can't see it right now because obviously it's daylight, but it does have auto high beams, which is a really nice feature instead of when you're driving at night on a highway. Dang, windshield, all the ice falling down. When you're driving on a highway, you don't have to worry about hitting the high beams on and off and blinding someone. So they turn off automatically, which is super nice. So going to the back, these Fords are massive. There's no need for a mega cab when the Ford is already this big. It does have your typical USB, USB-C, your regular 110 volt outlet, and then a cigarette lighter, vents in the back. Like I said, this is a Lariat value package, so it doesn't have rear heated seats. But what's really nice is when you fold these up, you've got this nice tray under here, and actually I can't put it down right now, but you can pull these tabs, is it forward? Yeah, pull these forward and this whole thing like folds down flat, and then you've got a nice flat area here. But we'll lock that back up for now, pull the seat down. Oh, and let me show you the sub. There is a little tiny subwoofer right there. So if you've watched some of my other videos, like I said, my favorite feature is probably these LED headlights. They just look so cool with the ring around them. And like I said, on the 2019s, when you would get the blackout package, these were actually halogen. They had no LEDs. So now when you get the blackout package, they have the LEDs. And what's also really cool is Ford finally did some black badges from the factory. So before this, for like 100 years straight, they would always do the blue oval, but now with the blackout package, you can actually get the Ford symbol. Like I said, I did have the snowplow hookup, but I took it off because I'm not going to use it. It does come with tow hooks. I put this little inlay in because I thought that was cool, so that's not factory. What's really cool, besides all the blackout stuff, is that this truck is actually an inch lower. So this truck does not have a leveling kit on it, although it doesn't have that bad of a rake because the rear is actually an inch lower. So this truck has 35 by 12.5 20 with 20 by 10 negative 25 offset, and it actually doesn't look that bad. It doesn't need a leveling kit to look good, which I'm gonna put one on, but I'm just saying, since the back is an inch lower, the rake isn't as bad, and the truck actually looks really good without a leveling kit. Going around, here's your backup sensors and the blind spot. This one doesn't have the assisted tailgate, but I believe if you get the upgraded Lariat, the Platinum, and the King Ranch, it does have the assist tailgate. This does have the really funny step that comes out, which a lot of people will probably never use, but I'm gonna say it. I've used it a few times and it's really cool. And they actually number these, so you know that that's number 1. You got to press that first to get it down. Press number 2 to bring that down. That folds back in, and then the step folds in. But with these F-250, since they're taller, it does actually help having a step back here. So this one was bed lined from the factory, so that did come with the $71,000 price tag. It does have LED lights in the bed, which actually are very helpful at night. It's got the sliding rear view. There's the rear view camera, rear view light. Like I said, again, black badges, which is super nice. All your trailer hookups, everything else, FX4 package, stickers black from the factory, which is really cool. But other than that, everything on the outside is pretty much the same. Obviously, they changed the front fascia. The grille's different, the headlights are different for the 2020. And I don't know about you, but that looks a lot better to me. I loved how the previous Illuma-Duties looked, but this 2020 looks freaking mint. I love how it looks. So I think I missed it, but this is pretty standard, 110 volt up here, which is super nice. But these are starting to come on all trucks and all models, which is super nice. So I've got the sticker right here. I was a little off. It's $71,535. So the base price, they start at $52,000 for a Lariat, and then it's got about $17,000 worth of add-ons, which a lot of that being the 6.7 liter Power Stroke. It's about a $10,500 option. And a lot of other stuff, you know, it adds up quickly. The FX4 package is $400, navigation's $570, engine block heaters $100, upfitter switches. I knew I forgot something. So this one did come with, let's see if we can get it here, the upfitter switches. So it's nice, these are already fused in. You just gotta wire whatever you want to them. So those are really cool if you wanna add some aftermarket lights or a winch or whatever you wanna add to them. But those come in really handy. So those were an extra, what'd I say, they were $165. Honestly, not too bad. Universal garage door opener, which I kind of figured that might come standard. Tailgate step, rear camera. So yeah, those are pretty much the extra add-ons. And the sport appearance package is, yeah, so the Lariat sport package is almost $4,300. So, but yeah, in these with the 10 speed, they do the 331 gear. I think they do like a 350 or 355 when you get, you know, the previous model with the 6-speed. But pretty much everything else I listed off was just, you know, it comes basic on the Lariat, you know, like leather and all that stuff, heated seats, that stuff all comes on the Lariat. Pretty much this was a Lariat value package, and I added the sport package and the FX4 and a couple other small things, but that is what you get for $71,000. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully it helps you if you're looking to buy an F-250 and you kind of want to understand the different packages. Pretty much they start at STX and they go up from there. This is a Lariat is pretty much getting you like your heated seats and your leather and your 8-inch screen, all that good stuff. And then when you want to go up from there, you can get the Lariat upgrade package, or you can even get a Platinum King Ranch, and those trucks just come standard with everything that like a Lariat upgrade package would come with, and then some other stuff. You know, they have like the massaging seats and all that good stuff. So if you really need that stuff, that's for you. Mine does have the key in the ignition, which is a little different for me because I came from a truck that had a push button start, and I had an F-150 Lariat with a push button start, but you have to get the upgraded Lariat package, I found out, to get the push button start. But it doesn't really bother me because I typically leave the keys in the truck when I'm going somewhere, and I use the keypad. And then what I do if I want to remote start it, which you saw at the beginning of this video, is I just use the Ford Pass app, which is really nice. You can unlock, lock, and actually remote start the truck, and it'll obviously turn off in 15 minutes just like any remote start would. But the Ford Pass app works really well. It's actually really quick. I've done it on Wi-Fi and just on like 4G, and it works really, really well. So you could leave your truck keys in the truck, lock it with the keypad on the outside, and then just use your phone to start it if you don't have your keys on you. So it's a really cool feature. I really appreciate that. The push button start would be cool, but it's not really a necessary option that I have to have. So hopefully that video helped you guys. Like I said, the MSRP was about $71,000. These trucks typically have like $7,000 to $10,000 markup in them. Especially right now with everything that's going on, they are letting these trucks go very cheap. So if you're in the market to buy a truck, or you were already going to buy one before all this stuff happened, probably now is the time to buy it. They have really good financing, and then they have really good rebates and discounts on these trucks. So just because they list all the rebates and discounts doesn't mean you can't get the price lower, because trust me, I always get the price lower than what they're listing, even with the rebates and discounts, because a lot of dealers will actually list the price with the rebates and discounts so that they look cheaper than the other dealer. But the thing is, they can always still go lower from that. But I'm really happy about this truck. Like I said, there's a few small things that I dislike, but I could have got the Lariat upgraded package, and that would have fixed all those problems. I don't mind the 8-inch screen. You know, the Ram's got the nice new 12-inch screen. GM's got the nice new screen. This screen still has everything you need. It just doesn't look as cool. Like all this is, you know, it's the same since 2017, so it doesn't look as cool. But in 2021, they are adding a big screen and redoing the whole interior on the F-150, because the F-150 always gets it first, and then the F-250 will probably get it the year after. So that'd be really cool to see when that finally comes out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video on the truck. Hopefully that helps you out if you're looking at a truck or you're looking to buy one, or if you're just curious on how much these new trucks cost, because they are getting pretty expensive. You know, you can spec out an F-450 Platinum, I'm sure, for upwards of 80, 85 grand. So, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Next video will be some updates on the Mustang. I got some really cool parts coming in for it, but I'll see you guys on the next one. I don't know if you guys got this, but this 10-speed is awesome! Holy shit.